You weren't supposed to find this video, because if you truly understand what I'm about to tell you, it changes everything. Women won't admit this, not even to their closest friends, because once you see the truth, their power over you starts to fade. You'll notice the patterns, the little games, the hidden switches they use without even thinking, and once you know how they work, you'll stop chasing, and they'll start chasing you. 1. The truth she'll deny even to herself. Every woman has a truth she will never speak out loud, especially to a man she's interested in. It's not because she's evil or manipulative. It's because this truth, if revealed, would give you too much power. It's the part of her mind she keeps locked away, hidden behind playful smiles, clever deflections, and those carefully chosen words she uses to keep you guessing. That truth? She is not loyal to who you are. She is loyal to how you make her feel. She might swear up and down that it's about the man, not the moment. She'll tell you it's about connection, love, shared history. But deep in her subconscious, her loyalty isn't anchored to your name, your face, or even your character. It's tied to an emotional state, the way you can light up her world, make her feel alive, make her feel wanted, desired, safe, or dangerously excited. And here's the dangerous part. The second those feelings fade, if you get too predictable, too safe, too available, her mind begins to wander. Not always toward another man, but toward another feeling. The craving is chemical, primal. She doesn't even fully understand it herself, only that she can't stay attached to someone who no longer makes her feel that electric pull. This is why some women can walk away from years of history in a matter of weeks. Why a man who had it all can be replaced by a guy who seems to have nothing except the ability to make her feel something. The stoic man understands this. He doesn't cling to her promises. He reads her patterns. He knows she's human, susceptible to emotional shifts, to novelty, to the thrill of uncertainty. And instead of hating her for it, he accepts the truth most men can't stomach. Her loyalty is conditional on the feelings you create, not the vows she makes. This is the truth she'll never admit. Not to her friends, not to her family, not even to herself in the mirror. But once you understand it, you see the game for what it is, and you stop playing it blindly. 2. Why she falls harder for the man who holds back. Most men think giving her more will make her stay. More attention, more affection, more availability. But the truth? The more you give without restraint, the faster the mystery dies, and with it, her desire. A woman's attraction isn't built on constant reassurance. It's fueled by curiosity and the unknown. The man who holds back, who gives her enough to feel wanted but never enough to feel safe in the certainty of having him, triggers something ancient in her psychology. It's the same force that kept her ancestors chasing after the most elusive, high-value mates. When you hold back, you're not playing games, you're keeping the tension alive. She finds herself thinking about you more when you're not around. She rewinds conversations in her head, wondering what you meant. She feels that addictive pull because she can't quite predict your next move. In her mind, you're not just another man handing over his attention like it's on clearance. You're the rare one who makes her work for it, and work creates value. When she has to earn your affection, every text, every touch, every glance feels richer, heavier, more rewarding. Holding back doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It means being selective. You choose when to engage and when to let her sit with the absence. You make her miss you while you're still in the room. This is the paradox most men never understand. When you give her everything up front, she values it less. When you give her just enough, she'll crave more, and that craving is the seed of obsession. 3. Why her desire peaks. When she feels she could lose you. Desire doesn't live in comfort. It lives in tension, and nothing fuels that tension more than the thought of losing something she wants. When she feels like you're hers, locked in, predictable and always available, the urgency disappears. But when there's even a hint that you could be gone tomorrow, whether through your focus on your purpose, your social value, or your quiet unwillingness to be tamed, her mind goes into overdrive. Suddenly, every moment with you becomes heavier. Every conversation feels more important. She starts replaying your words, over-analyzing your tone, wondering if you still feel the same. That uncertainty awakens a primal instinct, the same one that makes people bid higher at auctions or chase limited-time opportunities. Scarcity triggers action. It's not about making her jealous or playing childish games. It's about living in a way that reminds her your presence is earned, not guaranteed. You have a life outside of her, and that life is rich, full, and could pull you away at any moment. When she feels this, two things happen. She values you more, because she understands you can't be taken for granted. Her attraction spikes, because the possibility of loss makes every interaction feel electric. Most men make the mistake of erasing this tension by overcommitting too soon. The stoic man maintains his center, knowing that real desire isn't about constant closeness. It's about controlled distance. And that's the paradox she doesn't want you to learn. If you want her to want you, you have to be willing to let her feel the risk of losing you. 4. The more you give, the less she feels. It's the paradox that destroys more men than rejection ever could. The harder you try to make her happy, the faster her attraction fades. You think that by pouring more into her, more attention, more gifts, more reassurance, you're deepening the connection. But human psychology doesn't work that way. In relationships, especially romantic ones, value isn't determined by how much you give. It's determined by how much she feels when she receives it. And feelings are tied to scarcity, not abundance. When something is rare, it's special. When it's constant, it's background noise. The man who texts her all day, who rearranges his life around her, who gives without boundaries, becomes emotionally cheap in her eyes. Not because she's ungrateful, but because the human mind stops responding to what it can predict. This is why the stoic man, the man who lives by his own code, never floods her with everything at once. He gives with intention, not desperation. His affection isn't an endless tap. It's a well she has to approach with curiosity, wondering when and how deep she'll get to drink again. The moment you give her more than she can emotionally process, you kill the excitement. You remove the chase. You erase the tension that keeps her desire alive. And without that tension, she'll start to look elsewhere, not for a better man, but for a better feeling. 5. The hidden power of walking away first. Nothing shatters a woman's expectations like a man who's willing to leave before she even thinks about it. Most men wait for her to pull back. They sense her energy shift. Her replies get shorter, her body language cool, and then they panic. They try harder. They cling. They do exactly what confirms her decision to lose interest. But the man who walks away first flips the script completely. He doesn't do it to punish her. He doesn't storm out or make a scene. He simply chooses to step back the moment he feels the balance tilting. And that one move changes everything. Why? Because it forces her to see you in a different light. Suddenly, she's not the one in control. She's not the one deciding when the story ends. She realizes you're not tied to her approval, and that's when the fear sets in. A woman will think about the man who walked away with dignity far longer than the man who stayed begging for her attention. That image of you, calm and unshaken, burns into her mind. And often, it's the very thing that makes her chase again. Walking away first is the ultimate act of strength. because it comes from abundance. The belief that no matter who leaves, you'll still be fine, and maybe even better. So, remember this. In romance, less is not about withholding, it's about precision. Give her enough to feel your presence, but never so much that she stops needing to feel it. If you've ever noticed a woman pulling back when you gave her everything, comment, "I see it now." If you've been the man who made her chase without even trying, comment, "It works."